This is basically a hash function. This is basically a bookmark. If you have read a book, uh, uh, you sometimes stop reading the book, okay? You pause. So you put a bookmark on that. So next time you remember that from here I have to continue reading. So these hash functions are basically the bookmarks on the web page, okay? You can see that if I paste this heading and I am on the top of the website and if I enter, this becomes a top. This, these are called bookmarks, hash functions basically. These are written in the JavaScript. These are basically a function, automation functions, which are written in JavaScript and which are used in jQuery, which make it easier. As you can see, this function, okay, it is written here like section blog list. These are blogs and blog list h2 header containers to scroll. If we pass this heading in the URL, auto scroll to that point, to that bookmark. Basically this lab says that, okay. So can anybody tell how to exploit it, or you can wild guess, or you can try to think anything. It's wrong, no worries, just try what we can do in this. Guys, you can try. If it's wrong, no worries. Nobody's telling you anything. Just try. Okay, I will tell that. No worries. So this website is using jQuery as you have read in the description. So this is basic recurrence. You should always see the view page source. Okay, view page source. That what the what content is in the website. Okay, this is basic recurrence. That what code was written, how the things are working in a website. So if you see, there is a script function, okay, on hash change. This is a basic function, and you can see by this the jQuery 1.82 version it is using. It is using jQuery 1.82 version, okay. So it was a very old function, and it is very vulnerable function. So basically, its vulnerability is like if you pass anything in a hash function, it will create it. Okay. If if we pass h1 tag, h1 tag, nothing happened. But you can't see in the front end. But in back end, what just happened? A hello h1 tag was created. You can't see in this, but it is created and it is detached, so you can't see in the front end. Okay. So this attack is basically like if you pass a tag or a function in the heading after a hash function, it will create it and it is detached. It is detached means it we can't see in the front end. We can't see in the front end that anything has been created or not. We see nothing worked, but it is created and it is detached. Okay. So what payload should we create here? That it is detached, but it will work. Think like we can't see it, we can't we can't see from our naked eyes, we can't see it. So how it will work that our payload should execute, what we should execute, what we should write as a payload. Can anybody guess? Are you guys understanding what I am trying to teach? Feel free, yes or no. So I can explain in another way or what. Are you getting it? What I have said that what it does. Okay, everyone is getting. I didn't understand. Okay, I will repeat myself. Okay, so basically, this is a website. Okay, and we have to do a DOM access. DOM access is everyone knows. DOM access is basically a cross-site scripting attack, which is in the front end only. DOM only. Your payload is never going at the back end. It is executing in the front end only because JavaScript run where you guys might know now. JavaScript runs at where? On the browser or server? Okay, very good. So your basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is run by the browser itself. Okay, so we will try to find a vulnerability, cross-site scripting vulnerability in the front end that might execute our payload. Okay, so in the description, it is written that a jQuery hash change function is given. It is vulnerable. Okay, so what are hash function? You have seen that you can see in the view page source, and if we come down, there is a script. Okay, you can see or I can zoom it. Okay. So what this function says, hash change function. Okay, section blog list h2 contains. Okay, and it is telling that scroll to the post blog header. Okay, h2 header. So it is saying that there is a header which is on every blog post. Okay, so if anybody passes this header, this h2 tag on the URL after the hash. Hash is like a bookmark. Bookmark are like if you are reading a book and if you want to pause, take a pause. So you put something between your book. Okay. So you can remember that next time if I continue reading the book same again, then I have to continue from here. So in the websites there is a bookmark, and this is the way we use our bookmark. Okay, by using the hash function, and after by hash we pass the header, h2 headers of the blog post. And if we are on the top, and if I put the header of this post, if I enter, see, this header comes in the, if I pass this, we can see that this header comes. If you send this to your friend, so your friend also will load from here only. Okay, he will not see this website, this part first. He will see from here because this is the bookmark you have sent it. Are you understanding now, or should I explain it again or repeat it again? A bit. Okay, no worries. This might be our first day, I think so. So, do you know what is XSS, cross-site scripting, and all? Server-side vulnerability, client-side vulnerability? If you don't, no worries. I have uploaded the videos previous videos on the YouTube channel, so you can watch it there. And I will upload this one also. One of a student is recording this, so you can watch that in the future. Okay. And then also you have a doubt, just feel free and drop a message on me. If I'm free, I will respond it. Okay. So this is basically a vulnerability in the hash function, which is this is not a browser mistake or a website vulnerability. This is purely JavaScript vulnerability. Okay. This is purely jQuery vulnerability. So what we will do to get a pop-up. So if we tried image src, because if image is not loaded, then also it will work. We have seen yesterday that if the image is not present, then also the pop-up will occur. If we type image x source x on error equals to alert 1, and we have seen that it will occur in yesterday. Okay, as you can see, this works. So now, how to exploit it? We have to send a URL. You think I have to send this URL to a friend, and if your friend clicks that, you get your payload gets executed. So how will you do this? We will go to our exploit server. Okay, what is exploit server? This is basically your your command center where you will send this malicious link to the victim. Okay, this is your server as it is written, and this will be sent it to the victim. Okay, so how will I craft the payload so that victim clicks on that and we get the payload executed? Can anybody tell now, or should I continue, or are you guys getting or not? This might be a little bit hard or tricky, but if you know a little bit about programming, a little bit about concepts, you will get it. Okay, yes, getting it. What about others? Okay, so continuing. So what we will use here? Do you know about iframes? Iframe tags. It is basically iframe tags are basically a screen inside a screen. If I will use the iframe, then in this window I can see another website window. What is exploit server? Exploit server is basically your server where you will craft a link. You will design a link with the payload injected in it, and you will this server. This is your server. Okay, this server will send this link to a victim. Okay, if we go down here and we will deliver exploit to victim, we will craft a payload here. We will create a link, malicious link here, and this link will go to the victim. And victim is basically a bot. If you send a link, bot will click on it, and your payload gets executed. Did you get it? Okay. Continuing, iframes. Iframe src equals to, okay, if we store this, you can see that view exploit. You can see also that in a small tiny window, You can see the website is loaded, which we gave a URL of. You can change obvious by designing or using the CSS. You can change it, the height and length of that website. But are you getting what is iframe? Okay, okay. What about others? Okay, 1 second. Okay, okay. What's iframe? Okay, iframe is basically a JavaScript function where you can load a website page into an another website. As you can see, this is a website. Okay, this website is being loaded in your screen. So iframe is like another small website is being loaded in your screen. As you can see, if you go to a website and there is some text and all, and another YouTube video is showing, this is basically the YouTube video, which you can see is basically the iframe. Website inside a website. As you can see, if I view this exploit, you can see that I provided a link, and you can see in a small tiny section that provided link website is being shown here, which I shared the URL. Okay, this URL is being showed in the small tiny frame. This is iframe. Yes. It should be hidden. Now we are testing it. We are not delivering to the victim. We are just testing it that we can see our payload or not and all. It has a function in future labs. We will see that how to hide this lab, how to reduce the opacity by using the style function. By using style, opacity is equal to 0. So you can't see the website in from your naked eyes, but the iframe is being loaded, and if you hover a mouse, it will get executed. We will see in future labs. Might be interesting. Okay. So what we will do, we will pass a function on load. On load means if iframe is loaded, execute our function. Okay. This dot src. This dot src is what? The source. This URL. Okay. What what to load in this src? Src plus. Why we are putting plus? Did anyone know why we are putting plus? Because it will be URL encoded, and in URL encoded plus means spacebar. Okay, then we will give our payload hash function, and what we will give a tag image src equals to x. Okay, on error equals to alert 1. Are you getting the payload? I will explain it. iframe src is source. iframe load the source from this website, and on loading, if this source is loading, do this, that add the this payload, which we crafted in the home page. Image source X, that it will find for an X image in the website. If it not found, on error, if the if the image is not found, then throw the error alert 1. And alert 1 is what? JavaScript function which pop-ups 1. Okay, store this and we will try to view this. Nothing worked. Might be an error in the comma or what. Might be a mistake. No, no. And on load this. If I try this, nothing works. Okay, this is basically trial and hit error. Okay, what we will do here is if we go in this page and find our payload, img src equals to x on error equals to alert 1. Okay, this is working on this page. So we will copy this payload, URL encoded payload, and we will paste here. Okay, and store it here. Oh, my bad. This won't show to us. Why? Because we have to we have to deliver this to the victim. Then only if the victim clicks on this, then only it will load. Okay, my bad. So what we have to do in this, we have to call a print function to solve this graph. Okay, instead of using the on alert function, we will have to use the print function. Print and this. If we store it now, you might be working but not showing. I don't know why this dot src. Everything we are doing correct. Why it is not working? Okay, this is an extra. Okay. Might be some small errors, small semicolon errors in there. Why this is not working? Might be issue with the lab. Why this is not working? I close this, go to the default server again. Screen stop. Okay. Oh my god. This this is broken or what? I don't know. Is anybody doing it with me parallelly in their account? Mine lab is broken or everybody lab is broken. I just want to check that. Okay, she's telling me every time can try this correction. Okay, what she's saying is and print the backslash. Backslash I don't think it is required, but out where you are doing backslash. Okay, like this you are saying. If we try, okay, do it, and then send it to the victim. If we see the access logs, victim has not created. This might be a this might be a lab issue. Okay, sometimes labs are broken. I think I have solved this labs in the recent account and I have faced multiple times this error that sometimes labs are working, labs are not working. Okay, you see the access log. As you can see, delivered to the victim, but the victim never clicked. The bot never clicked. Oh, we should get some time to resolve this lab, and we can move on to next lab. We will try after some time. If this lab get refreshed, then we can try this lab again. Okay. Next lab we will try. Okay. What is next lab saying? Reflected XSS include attributes with angle brackets. Okay. HTML encoded. Okay. What this lab is saying, like we should access this lab. So basically, what is lab? This lab is saying, you can see the new lab page. This is reflected accesses where the brackets are blocked. Okay. If we try H1, H2, H2, hello, you can see the brackets, but it is saying that brackets are blocked. encoded, but we can see it is printing. So what's the scenario? If it write normal or the payload, script payload, alert 1. Okay, as we can see that it is printing our script as it is. There is no encoding in this. So why this lab is saying it is encoded? Can anyone tell why our payload is not working? Script alert 1. Guys, can you see my screen? Okay, okay, okay. One second. I should stop sharing and again share this. Can you see the website? So you can see that our script payload we entered is correctly reflecting back. So why it is not working? Can anybody tell? Stuck, I think. What is stuck? The screen is stuck or okay. Can anybody tell that why our payload didn't work? If we pass the bracket, but it is showing as it is, there is no encoding. So why our payload is not working? Okay, okay, okay. Can anybody tell why our payload is not working here? As you can see in the page source, that our payload is correctly working. So why it is not working? Because there is sanitization or proper JavaScript validation. But as you can see in the page source and all, it is printing as it is. If you inspect this, if I close this, if I inspect this, can you see the inspected screen? It is inside attribute. No, it is not inside an attribute. It is basically a h1 tag only. You can see that it is an h1 tag and it is closed. So we can pass a new tag, script tag. We need to close existing tags first. No, I don't think so. As we have solved our first lab, in that same, we we injected our payload in h1 tag only, no, and it worked. So basically, I will tell you why it is not working. It is a trick. Never ever trust the browser. Okay, keep in mind, never ever trust your browser. If you inspect it and you will see that your payload what you entered is seeing it clearly see. But if you right click on that and see edit as HTML function, then you can see that your brackets are being encoded. But in front end, it won't show that. But if you right click and see the edit as HTML option, and if you click that, you will see that your angle brackets are being encoded by the A and LT and all. Okay, so how to break this? How to do this lab? If your brackets are being blocked, you can't inject image tag or anything. So how to do this? Basically, your tags are not able to work because you can't open or close a tag. So how can you solve this? Can anybody tell this? You have to escape the bracket and the quotation mark. Okay, let me try that. What you saying? We have to close the quotation mark by double quotes. Okay, and we have to close this by angle bracket. And what should I do? Like this? You are saying this. Check if double quotes is encoded or not. Okay, let me try this search again. And if I right click and if I went this, I just edit and no, double quotes are not encoded. Only angle brackets are being encoded. Yes, try that first. I tried. Your double quotes you are saying is not encoded. Only the angle brackets are encoded. So how can we solve this? Can anybody guess? Make a guess, wild guess. If it's wrong, no worry. Just try. Try to think. Okay, no problem. I will tell that. As you can see in the view page source, at one side it is being encoded, but same thing is going into the input text function and it is not encoding there. So what we can do is basically a JavaScript function. Wait, I will show you the function, whole function. I will show you the whole function, what it is saying. By the way, no view page source is visible to us. Okay, you can't see that. I thought you are all seeing that. I don't know what is happening to this. I can't see that. No worries. We will we will solve this. I will solve this by my end today. Tomorrow no issues. You can try this lab at home. So basically what I was explaining this, there is a function in this. Okay. I will paste in the chat box. Okay. So you can see that. what it is doing. So basically, there is a function what we are passing in the search tag. There is this our payload script tag is being reflected to two places. Okay, one is being encoded and one is not being encoded. So what we will do, if you know JavaScript, there is a function called on focus, autofocus. These are all JavaScript functions, attributes basically, where if you load a website, okay, if you load a website, autofocus will what do? If a developer has written an autofocus on this function, if you loaded a website and it will automatically focus to this. Okay, basically these are some JavaScript attributes and all. You can see that attributes by coming down here and looking at the cheat sheet. Okay, all you all can see that these are all tags, okay, which we can use in cross-site scripting, and these are all attributes. You can see all events. Here is an function called autofocus. Okay, autofocus, on focus, on mouse over. On mouse over will what it will do, if you move this mouse on this button, and I have a function, customized function on mouse over, it will execute something. Okay, like this function is written on focus alert 1. If I will focus on this, it will give a pop-up alert 1. These are all functions which are provided by the codes figure only, cheat sheet basically, where you can see that and come do permutation and combination, try multiple combinations with these and solve that. Okay, and here some examples are also given, so you can try that basically. Coming back to the lab, what it is saying. So what we will do, we will do, we will type something X and close the tag. Okay, this tag is open, this double quote is open, so we will close this. And what we will do, we will introduce another tag on focus. On focus equals to alert 1. Okay, on focus or what? If this website loaded, on focus of that, do an pop-up alert 1. Okay, and we can type another function, autofocus. What it will do, if we single typed this on focus only, if we didn't type this autofocus, this might be a low severity bug because it will require a user to focus on this. This will involve basically user interaction. So if you found this bug in a real time website and you reported it, so they might say that this is a low severity bug as this includes human intervention and user have to focus on that. And why a user will focus on that, it will first click your link and focus on that. This might be a very less chance. Okay, so what you can craft that, you can add another function, autofocus. Autofocus equals to alert 1. Again, you can say this. What it will do, it will, if this website is loaded and it will automatically focus on this, and this removes the human interaction. If user clicks on that, it will automatically get executed because of this autofocus function and on focus function. Okay, if we searched it, as you can see that there is a pop-up. Okay, you can see the pop-up or pop-up message or not. I say yes or no, so I would get it that you are seeing or not. You need to enter your share your entire screen. I don't know if I'm clicking on entire screen, then also it is reverting back to the tab only. I don't know, man. But you can see that it worked. How it worked? Do you know? Do you get my point? What I am trying to explain you on what this payload is. I will just copy the payload and shared is I didn't see any pop-up. Might be some my laptop issue. Please give me today's time. I will fix it tomorrow. Okay. I have pasted the payload here. So what this payload says that this is some gibberish. Okay. This X we have written here is some gibberish. You can type anything here. Okay. And by adding this, we are closing this double quotes. Okay. Here is a double quote, but it is not showing. But if you search to something else, it will show a double quote. And if the double quote is closed, do an on focus function alert one, and this requires a human interaction. So what we added another function autofocus, which will automatically, if the website is loaded, it will automatically load this on focus function and do this alert one function. Did you guys understand what I'm trying to explain you all? Just learn the concept and you can try at home on your account. If you can't get it, we will do again on tomorrow, okay? No worries. If you are facing any doubt on your side, just let me know. We will resolve this in our class only. But do you guys understand what I am trying to say or trying to explain this? Why this payload works? Guys, just let me know. Do you understand or not? Should I repeat myself? Yes, understand. Why was the pop-up not one? Bro, I think my pop-up is not showing you because some screen error or what, but it showed one only. Tomorrow I will fix that error of that somewhat getting it need practice. Ah, yeah, sure. You need you have to solve it by yourself. And if you can see in your screen, this is basically just trial and error method. Trial and hit case. You have to try multiple payloads multiple times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it not. But you have to try it. If you understand the logic that how it is working, you can craft another payload on that. Okay.